passports and partnerships, let's explore Southwest Nova Scotia to the world and more. Student voices, bright and true, a global journey just for you.
Welcome back to another episode of Passports and Partnerships, where we're sharing the international stories in the Tri-Counties. Gail Long, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me to participate. I'm looking forward to the podcast. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to you sharing your story. Where does the International Student Program start for you?
For me,
Yeah.
when I started at Yarmouth High as administrative assistant in 2013, that was my first experience with the international program.
Right.
At that time, we had 40 some odd students. So having come from an elementary school in Digby County to Yarmouth High, that was new to me because I really didn't know much about the international program at all. So getting to know those international students and learning a little bit more about the program it interested me, but I still didn't know enough about the program.
Right.
And then when I had the opportunity to apply for admin assistant here at Harbour House for the NSISP program, that's when I really learned more about how the program runs, about the applications coming into the province, and that was exciting. I learned a lot in a short amount of time.
I sure did.
And then I had the opportunity to apply for homestay coordinator for St. Mary's Bay Academy. So that was exciting as well. Very new to that, but I kind of jumped in with both feet, and that was in the spring of 2022. And then I thought, well, the best way to learn more about the program, because I was slowly learning something as admin assistant, then I was learning a little bit more about being a homestay coordinator, I thought I should host. Because that way I would understand from my host family's perspective what it means to host, as well as being more a part of the program by having my own students in the home. And that's what I did. We hosted 2 students right from the get-go, 2 girls, Germany and Italy. And then that really opened my eyes to the program and the potential and what that means. So great experience, yeah. And now a new role, program manager. So I've had little baby steps along the way within the program, which I've enjoyed every step. And with every step, I've learned a lot more about the program.
Gail, you've pretty much done it all.
No.
Right? When you think about it.
In little ways.
In lots of little ways and lots of different roles. Talk to me around the role of the homestay coordinator. When you were helping support the students and families for St. Mary's Bay in the Weymouth area,
Right.
what is the role like? What were the things that really resonate with you around the importance of that work?
I always found a homestay coordinator's role is that bridge between a student and a host family, and how to help cultural differences that there are and there will be for the student and for the host family, and just trying to help navigate that, because it might be for a host family, a student from a different country that they've never hosted before, and helping them learn and understand that culture, as well as helping the student learn our culture, which is part of the reason that they're coming, besides learning English, and just help navigate that through communication. As well as, helping to plan activities and stuff that's really important to the students and host families. A lot of times is the potlucks where you're bringing everybody together. Students really enjoy sharing their culture with their host families by cooking and preparing meals, so potlucks are a big hit. So yeah, it's a really important role that homestay coordinators have in this program, as well as looking and onboarding new host families, because that's a continual role that you have to continually onboard, whether it's for respite or short-term or long-term host families. So looking for those families that fit our program is important. Not always easy, but very important. And that's what sustains our program, is onboarding new host families. So, yeah.
So the role of the homestay coordinator, it's really complex. We want to support all of our students because we want them to have the best experience possible.
Right.
And we're supporting our hosts so that they're also having a good experience, a rewarding experience, so they continue to host and bring on friends and family through word of mouth, as far as referring them when they see their experience being so positive. It grows our program.
That's right. That's right.
You've also been a host. How many students have you hosted?
I've hosted 7.
7 students.
Yeah, male and female from Germany, Italy, and Brazil. Wonderful experience with all 7 students. We're still in contact. Some of my past students almost daily.
Right.
That we Snapchat back and forth. Other students are in university, so it's not as often. However, we're in contact with all 7. So it's like having students, sons and daughters around the world. And someday I hope to get to visit them in their own country, and I hope that they return at a later date and come back and visit. So, yeah.
Yeah, and getting to visit now that
Yes.
you've got a new role as program manager, you'll get to meet our agents and partners across the world. So
That's
it's
right.
possible you'll likely connect because
That would be nice.
so many people in our program do meet our students as they're traveling,
Right.
Promoting the program. Having been a host, having been involved from a distance for over 10 years now, why do people host? You're inviting a stranger into your home.
Right.
When host families share those stories with you, and you're meeting as a homestay coordinator, now as a program manager, you've hosted, what is it that people really love about hosting students?
Myself, I enjoyed sharing, whether it was local attractions, or I just enjoyed seeing whether it's Peggy's Cove for the first time through somebody else's eyes. I've made that trip several times with every group of students that we host. However, it's always fun and new and exciting for them to see the balancing rock or feed the birds at Le Petit Bois or whatever it is that we're doing as a family together. It's still fun and exciting to me to see them experience something like that for the first time. And we have great conversations with our students. We just sit around the dinner table after while dinner is happening, we're talking about our day. However, most of our best conversations have happened after dinner is all done, and we just kind of stay at the table for the next 45 minutes, just going over different things. And we might be talking about a certain holiday in their country. How do they celebrate it? Make comparisons and try to incorporate some of that into our holidays here so they feel more at home. It's building relationships and making connections with people that I never would have otherwise if it wasn't for this program. And I never forgot, as much as we do for our students that we host, my husband and I, it's the little things that stood out with our students. And I remember last year with our 2 students, there was one afternoon where we spent it outside playing lawn games and barbecuing and roasting marshmallows. And one of the girls said that was one of her best memories of being in our home was that afternoon. So it wasn't big, it wasn't expensive, it wasn't driving for 2 hours to sightsee. It was spending that quality family time, because those students that are coming here are looking for that just as much as we're looking for a family of students to host. So it was important afternoon, and that always stayed with me, that meant the most to her.
Some of the greatest memories for students and families are those genuine family moments,
Yes.
right? Nothing big and grandiose,
Right.
no big trips, it's right in your backyard.
That's right. Making them feel a part of a new family.
Right.
Because they come crying to leave their natural families and their countries, but they also leave at the end of their stay with us crying because they don't want to leave that family and those friends that they've connected with here. Yeah. June, the end of semesters and the end of the school year can be pretty tough at the airport to say those goodbyes. But it's very heartwarming, very heartwarming to see that you've impacted somebody else's life in such a way, and that when you look inside yourself, you realize they impacted your life as well.
There's lots of tears in June, for sure.
Yeah. Great experience. Really is.
Fantastic. If in sharing your hosting experience and all of the support and the different roles you've had, if someone's watching this, not sure if hosting is for them, what would you suggest?
Could start off as respite. We're always looking for respite homes for families that need to go on vacation or something has occurred in their life and they just need a break for a week or two.
Right.
Respite is an awesome way to participate in the program with very little commitment, because it could be a couple of days to a week or two. We also have students that come from various countries that just come for 4 weeks or 8 weeks. There are short-term groups, can come from Japan, Turkey, Colombia, all over, that just need a spot to stay for a few short weeks. And then we have semestered students that come for 5 months, so they either come for first semester or second. We have students that come for the full year, so you get the opportunity to, we also have 3 and 4 monthers as well. So you get the opportunity to try students that come for different amounts of time.
And that could work with different demands that families may have,
That's right. Yeah, for
different
sure.
times of the year. So in the short time I've been in the program, the people that are employed in the program, it's not just a job.
Right.
It's part of their life.
It's
everything. Just can you share how it's impacted your life in the different roles you've had and the role you currently have?
I find I didn't foresee this for myself, but I definitely live and breathe it. I do.
You do.
Because I'm passionate about the program. I really believe it to be a great program for our province, for our RCEs, for our families, our schools. There's a ripple effect there, and I really believe that it's a good program not only for the students coming in, but for our host families. It's something that I truly believe in. So I'm always living and breathing it out in the community and talking about it and wearing different NSISP swag or whatever. Even meeting a bus driver last night, I was like, you've got extra rooms in your home. I know what home you bought. So I really believe in the program. It's a positive program to be a part of, and it does wonderful things right across the province for all of our RCEs.
Our students contribute so much to the value in the schools as far as bringing in cultural perspectives from around the world, and we see how our students in our junior, senior highs benefit greatly from that.
Yes.
Likewise, they contribute a lot in our economy as well.
That's right. Yep.
Gail, any closing thoughts here to share when you think of who might be watching this? It could be partners from around the world. It could be our students, host families, students, and maybe people thinking about studying in Nova Scotia.
I think if you're a host family kind of on the edge there, I think you should either reach out to our office, get more information, talk more one-on-one with a homestay coordinator in your area. Because I think you need to try it.
Yes.
And it might not be a program for everyone. However, I think for the most part, everyone can get something from our program, whether it's respite or long-term hosting. I think it's well worth discussing it and trying it, and maybe starting off small with respite to see, because we do need respite homes, and we do need a variety of homes that can accommodate us on shorter stays and on longer stays. In the end, if it's not the program for them, then no harm, no foul.
Exactly.
But I think they would be surprised that it is something worth being a part of, because it's definitely a community of host families, and in every school region, you can tell those hosts at those schools, it's quite a community. So you do have resources to come to ask questions, or if there's problems at all, you're not alone in the program. You have a community of families, you have a homestay coordinator, you have 2 program managers and a director to come to. So it's not like you're a part of a program and you're left alone. If there's issues or sharing in all the happy moments, you're a part of a bigger community to be a part of. So it's worth looking into for sure. And if you're a student, Tri-County offers lots to our students that come here. We are rural, however, I see in the chatting last night at the dance with various students that mention, it's smaller, it's rural, but they're still having a great time because they're making connections with ambassadors and Nova Scotia students. They're also making connections with other international students at their school that are part of the same program, so they understand what they're going through, and they're making great connections with their host family. A lot of times, host families are able to accommodate 2 students, so they end up having a host brother or host sister. So they could be, coming from Brazil and have a host brother or sister from Turkey, and they would never have met otherwise. It's a great program, and we have a lot to offer in Tri-County, and the students do end up enjoying their time here because they just see value in that smaller school setting, the smaller rural area, and they end up missing us when they leave at the end of their time here. Yeah,
They sure do. In listening to so many students, initially they're thinking rural areas, there might be barriers. And in time, they see it as opportunities to make unique connections that they may not have had.
That's right.
Had they been placed in Toronto or BC or some larger urban areas. It provides a different experience and forces them to try new things.
That's right.
Of
Yeah.
which they really appreciate.
For sure.
Creating these
Yeah.
memories. Gail, there is no question. You're living and breathing the program. You're a champion of our program provincially, and certainly within our region. We all appreciate everything you give to the program and supporting our staff in our schools, our students that are coming, our host families, and now in your program manager role, all of our regional team. So thank you for all you do.
Oh, thank you for having me. Yeah.